it's Ron Brown with Tech for Senior Live. I'll be your host today. Please put in the chat where you're from and who you are. When we start reviewing the news articles, if you want to look at our Facebook page, just click here and you can follow the articles along as we go. See you in a moment. Welcome. This is Tech for Senior Live. I'm Ron Brown. This is April the 13th, 2023. Welcome, everyone. If you're out there listening, that's great. If you're listening to this on a YouTube short, just click the link and it'll take you right to the show. If you're trying to find us and you're over on our Zoom feed for Monday, which I can see a bunch of you are, we're not there. This is of course broadcast through StreamYard out to our Facebook and YouTube channel. You'll see on my screen, you'll see www.techforsenior.com. We have a big red button there, and you can click on that, and that'll take you right to the feed. Today we're going to be with us. We're going to be with you for about an hour. We're going to talk about the news of the day. We have some specific articles to talk about at the beginning, and then we're going to go through our Facebook page and over to that, and we have all the news articles we've brought to you from this past week. We have, of course, got an esteemed group of a panel that is here, and they actually are all over the world. We're not in one location. We've brought these people in from all over to analyze the news of the week, and we often report on some of the stuff that's just come out. So we look forward to a lot of the articles today, and I'll be introducing our panel in a moment. But first, we want to know who you are, and we really would like it if you could put your name in the chat. Tell us where you're from, maybe what the weather is, any questions you have. And certainly if you're new and just listening for the first time, then we'd sure like to know, and we'll even give you a big round of applause if you are the first person that if you're your first time listening to the show. We really like new people to come along. That's great. So who are we? Well, we're a group of seniors, and we have a show on Monday called Tech for Senior, and that's our big show, and we're in our fourth year, and we are in our fourth year now, and we are having a good time. I think it's the second episode, right, Huey, in our fourth year?
Yes.
And so we're working on that. So we're having a good time with it, and we're going to be talking a lot about the news of the day. Bob has I'll introduce Bob in just a minute. He's always got something to show us. So anyway, let's go ahead and we'll introduce everybody. First person is that I want to introduce is my co-host for our Monday show, Huey Popluck from Bradenton, Florida. He's a smart guy. He has hosts a Windows SIG that he does each month. I guess twice a month or once a month.
Once a month.
And
two groups.
Two groups, and
we combined it.
Yes, and Huey and I also do a learning Chromebook series. We've been doing that for a couple of years now. So if you're interested in Chromebooks, you can certainly sign up. We have a link to www.techforsenior.com. We have a link there for you to sign up, and we do that once a month. So how's your week going, Huey?
Great. I've got a presentation on Chromebooks tomorrow.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, to a group in Hilton Head, the Sun City group, not Jolin's group, a different group.
group. Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to doing that. And then yesterday I listened to Bob do a presentation on AI, and so it's been a busy week already.
Yeah. Cool.
Got my
And
taxes done.
there you go. That's the important thing. And of course we have Bob Gustisha from Los Lunas, New Mexico. Bob is our has been with us since day one on our Monday show. He's a security expert, but an expert in AI, and he's just been talking a mile a minute about AI, and he did a big talk yesterday for APCUG, right, Bob?
Yeah, and a very enjoyable presentation. We got off on some tangents, but outside of that, I think hopefully everyone got the news that it's here to stay, folks.
I think so, eh?
You know, once the train leaves the station, it's too late to get off.
Who's your friend there sitting on your microphone?
It's the little teddy bear I've had since, oh my goodness, I don't know, at least 8 years. It's one of the little giveaways that I used to have from Avast.
Okay.
But I still have some souvenirs, and I just thought, gee, he'd rest real nice on top of the microphone. But I think what I have to do to make sure he doesn't tumble, I'll put a little bit of Velcro on both the mic and his hiney, and that should make him stay with no problems.
Well, I just as long as it doesn't change your voice, or he starts talking. If he starts talking, I'm going to get
We'll
worried.
all run.
and don't feed him any tacos.
Yes, and then of course from Pine, Arizona, we have Ray Baxter, who's been keeping an eye on things this week, right, Ray?
Well, one eye at a time.
One eye at a time.
Yeah. So I'm healing a little bit slower than most people may, perhaps. So right now, out of my right eye, which was operated on for the replacement of the cataract with cataract surgery on Monday, everything is still blurry, but each day it gets a little bit better. But my left eye is the same as it's always been. Needs help with reading. Well, I'm halfway. So I have this fancy new technology called put black tape over your glasses so you can actually see. So if I do this every once in a while during the show, don't be alarmed. This is just to help me be able to see what I'm doing.
All right.
As long as you don't have a hook arm as well, you're okay.
Well, also, Ray, I forgot to mention that, of course, you are a music director on our show and very interested in music. So anyway, welcome in. So, Huey, is there anyone listening to us?
No.
Is anyone out there?
Does it matter?
Quite a few, right? Yeah.
Does it matter?
We'd do this if there wasn't anybody out there.
Well, we still do it, right? We still get together. Ed Weiss. Now, is Ed's been here before, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Ed Weiss, sunny 81 degrees in central New Jersey. Bernard. Got it right, didn't I?
Yep.
Sterling Heights Computer Club, Detroit, Michigan. Bright and sunny. George from Victoria. Welcome back, Ray. We missed you. Richard Clarkson, 51 degrees with a little rain. California, not Canada. JJ from 74 in Waukegan. Did I get that? I see I'm on a roll today, aren't I? Waukegan, no snow, no rain, and time to cut the grass. There you go. Vale, welcome. My birthday. Happy birthday, Vale, today. Enjoys the Thursdays. Vale, of course, and I worked tirelessly at Silver Ridge Resort in Mesa when we did computer technology together. So I've known Vale for a long time. And so it's nice to see you, Vale. Welcome and happy birthday. Mike, of course, is a regular on our Monday show. He's done a series on solar panels for your home and electricity. And now we're doing a big series this year on EV cars. And he'll be having Monday, he'll be talking about tax advantages for an EV car and a lot on the show. Anyway, it's interesting. So Mike, welcome. The weather today in Florida can't make up its mind today. yeah, you're probably still got a big smile on your face, and you're getting free electricity off the sun, even though it's not not totally sunny. Ah, Richard Clarkson, have some coffee. Thanks so much. Thanks a lot, Richard. That's
you, Richard.
great. Thanks so
Yeah,
much. Yes.
that's a nice donation of $20 from
Yes, it
Richard.
is.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Richard. You're very kind. Thanks so much. Bob Baxter, Bellevue, Washington, 46 degrees Fahrenheit, cloudy and heading for 51.
It's 82 here, and it's going to the mid 80s, and it's going to drop down all the way to 71 tonight.
We had a gorgeous day yesterday. Man, it was sunny. It was a beautiful day yesterday. I don't know what's going to do today. Vale says, also, Bob is everywhere with a comment on everything. What an expert. I know he's just a great guy and a smart fella, really.
Oh, let's see, where am I here?
You noticed how much I've answered him.
Silence is golden.
I let my friend do my talking for me.
Gerald says 42 degrees West Seattle. Ed says, Ray, be sure and use the eye drops.
4 times a day, 2 different types.
There you go. Clark, a beautiful 78 degrees near Trenton. Sally, good day to all, Kirkland, Washington. Clark, poor Bob got beat up on AI and copyright question. It was a good
I didn't get beat up. It's just a topic we should have stopped a lot sooner because it had nothing to do with the presentation.
Liz says, hi from sunny Ohio, 77 degrees.
That's it so far. People have dropped us a note.
Well, very good. Very good. Very good. Well, let's get to work then. The first article that we're going to talk a little bit about, which is an interesting one, was the FBI warning says don't use public phone charging stations. And this is, and we'll be talking a little bit about that, and it's posted on our Facebook page. Now, I guess the thing that we is the charging stations, of course, are, I guess when you commonly see these would be at airports. And when 5 years ago, I was in England and I went into Auckland. We were in the waiting to come back to Vancouver.
Ray,
you're locking up,
Ron. Yeah, totally locking up. Sorry.
While it's catching up, my brother, who was very much of a novice about anything computer-wise, calls me up in a panic and says, I just read this FBI report about these charging stations, and I'm going to be traveling next month. What do I do about it? And he caught me off guard because I didn't expect it. And he said, if I have the cube, the plug, will it solve the issue? And I said, yeah, probably, pretty much so. I didn't know, I don't want to tell him yes, and then it doesn't. So, but I did say, yeah, that most likely that's not what they're talking about. They're talking about when you actually plug it in with either they've got a wire or a plug, and you do it. They've got ways to hijack the data.
If you plug it into an outlet, you're safe. If you plug it into a port, that's just a USB port where they could be stealing data, that's not safe.
Yeah.
So,
and we'll be talking about this again on Monday.
So, can you hear me now?
Yes.
All right. I'll talk slower.
Let the speech catch up.
The computer can't keep up. So, so when I was in traveling, it is about 5 years ago, I was in New Zealand in Auckland, and we were in the international air section, and we were traveling back to Vancouver. And there was like a wall, like they had this, it was like a circular big wall, and they had like hundreds of ports all in this wall, and you saw people sitting around, and there must have been 100 phones plugged into this, all these ports, right? And half of them were iPhones. So I mean, they all look the same. So I'm sure people got the wrong phones when they went to get them. I don't know how they knew there were their phones, but everyone sat around on this massive wall of charging all these ports that were charging. And I thought, well, isn't that interesting? And so this is 5 years ago. I came back and then added that to a security talk I was doing, and I even made a video up on preventing senior scams and why do seniors need a USB condom. And just to show you, I made the video 2 years ago, right? So this isn't new news. But the thing that people need to understand, first of all, I don't think, like you guys, we talk a lot about portable battery packs and, chargeable units. I mean, I can't possibly imagine why you'd want to plug something in to a USB port into something that could be potentially disastrous when you have all these power banks, these cheap reels, Anchor makes them, everybody makes them. If you need power, you just travel with one of those power banks, right? So, because the problem with these cords, the charging cord that you're going to use to plug into your phone is bi-directional, right? And so you can get the bad stuff coming in, not only electricity, but you can get also people you're on a network, so people can put anything on that network. Now this is the device, is a data blocker, and this is what we call a USB condom. And this is actually in my talk that I gave. These are about $2, and you get them a pack for $10, and you can get these. So if you plug it into the back here, then you can plug this into the charging port, and it'll only allow electricity through it. Won't allow data. So, and they're two for $10, right? But I guess the point is, and I was showing them earlier, everyone. I've got it sitting here in it's still in the original wrapper, because like when I travel, I just take my Anchor. It gives me, like, it's got I don't know how much it's got, but I got one of those really super fancy ones that'll last me forever, and it gives me lots of power on airplanes and when I'm in airports. So I'm not sure these so you have to, I think the goal is, Bob, if you would agree, just don't use them. Just don't plug anything in unless it's plugging into 110, like you say.
That's correct.
Yeah, just don't
That's
plug it
correct.
into anything anything that uses
But Ron,
that USB.
how long have we preached that you don't use the Wi-Fi at a hotel or at McDonald's unless you're using a VPN?
Right.
Because same thing, bad people can go ahead and do the bad things when you're not on a secure network. Here, you're not on a secure charging port.
Right.
Same difference.
Yeah,
Just don't do it.
And another point on the power banks, I did a presentation a few weeks ago on power banks, and it's good to point out that there's a different type of power bank for a laptop, as an example, compared to a cell phone. Cell phones don't take much power. They can be the size of a pack of cigarettes, and you can carry that easily. The ones that need to support and charge a laptop usually have to be at least 45 watts of power. And those are a little bit chunkier, but still can be carried around.
But you can
Have
use
one
that
of these.
45.
Yep. Have one of
You can-
these, plug it into the juice. Don't plug it into the data port.
I'm saying when you don't have the opportunity for juice. Power
Then
bank.
carry a power bank.
Power
Yep.
banks. That's what I've been saying. Power
Yep.
banks are the way to go.
Correct.
Yeah, and the thing about a power bank is the 45 watt one, you can still charge your phone on, even though and it'll actually be a very, very fast charge, and it won't hurt it because the phones automatically stop charging when they get full. So you're not going to hurt it by using one of those. So if you only have to carry the one thing with you.
So Huey, for your brother, tell him don't do it. Don't do
Yeah,
it.
you know what? Yeah, I think you know what? I may buy him a power bank and send it to him.
Brother,
Then he'll
or,
have
or,
to, and then he'll call me and say, "Now what do I do with this?" And then I'll have to
or
explain
you
it.
can buy him, or you can buy him a condom here. Send him this. There you go. Okay, so that's really, it was interesting because it's really old news, but it was a new article, right, Bob? It was a new
Yeah.
article.
Yep.
The last thing I want to say about that is the kudos to the Denver airport for doing the monitoring and making sure the malware and the other bad things are not really put into it. And I think that is a responsibility of the airports. If they're going to put those available for the public to use, they should definitely be monitoring them on a constant basis.
Yeah, for sure. Now the second one that I wanted to show you was this is an actual video, and the video is off grid on a sailboat, how we get internet, and this is by a couple that I've followed for 4 years, and their YouTube channel is called Sailing Project Atticus, and they sail around the world, and they're in Malta now in the Mediterranean, and they make videos about their experience and life on a boat, and they publish these videos once a month or once a week, and they have a big following, right? That this is their job, this is how they make their money. And they talk about in this video, I thought it was very interesting, even if you're not interested about sailing, is they talked about the trials and tribulations through the Mediterranean and the Caribbean of getting internet. Like, it was really, really difficult in lots of locations. And they described spending all day going to multiple coffee shops, sitting there drinking coffee, trying to get a connection, almost getting their videos uploaded, and boom, something happens and it gets disconnected. And it was very, very frustrating for 4 years. And so they so they so they so they got Starlink, and they were in Malta, and they were doing the video on this, and they collected they connected Starlink. He showed it connecting it on the stern of the ship, plugging it in, and they immediately connected to the satellite and got 300 megabits down. Like, it was like an absolute game changer for their life. Like, it's now they'll have perfect satellite internet no matter where they travel, and their whole lifestyle has just gotten a lot better. And I thought, what a technology we have today that makes such a huge difference in people's lives.
When I moved to my home here in Arizona in 2004, I went from Orange County, California, which had, for the day, very high speed internet, to none at all, not even DSL. So I had to get a second phone line just to be on the internet. So talk about withdrawal. I went through that.
Well, I think if I was looking at moving, and internet would be one of my prime. You could look at what type of house do you want, what type of garage, location, all those things you look at when you buy a house. But I think the number one thing I would look at would be how fast is the internet, and what services.
It's like a utility today.
It is, right? It is.
When we moved from Albuquerque to Las Lunas and out to the sticks in Meadow Lake, unfortunately, the only thing we had available to us was satellite through
Hughes.
Hughes, right, which Direct TV is what we had, and Hughes is what they supplied. And limits on everything you did. Speed really wasn't anything you talked about. And God help you if you decided, gee, we now got Comcast, I don't need you no more. They had a cancellation fee. $300 is what it costs to get off their network. Okay.
Wow.
But hey, it was either that or it was nothing. So,
yeah.
Yep.
Times have changed.
Times have changed. Huey, have we got any more comments before we get on to the news articles?
Just a few.
Ivana, hi, I'm from San Antonio with grandkids. Cool. Trez. Now, hold on. Is Trez new?
Yes, he's been here. No.
Has Trez been here before?
Yes.
Okay. Yep. Trez, if you're just joining and we haven't given you the round of applause for being here, welcome. If you have been here before and I just forgot your name, I apologize. I apologize. Hey, you all from Columbia,
South
72
Carolina.
degrees and sunny. Steve from Kirkland, Washington, 45 degrees.
And we should be ready to go to the technical. You keep saying news, but it's technical news we
Technical
talk
news.
about. We don't talk about the other news.
That's
Yep.
true. It's all technical news. That's right. Okay, let's hold on. Just before we do that, I want to just refresh my
That's a
screen
great
here.
idea.
And we'll just come over here, and I'm going to put this up here. This is our Facebook page that we're on. And if you want to come over to our Facebook page, you can certainly see the news articles as we go through them. Now, I'm just going to share my screen. And we will share the screen here. And we'll go over here. We'll share this.
While you're doing that, there's one more. I just stuck it at the bottom. Vale said he's traveling in an RV for 5 years full time. Made libraries of a valuable resource for internet.
Yes. Okay, let's see if we're ready here. Let me see if we'll make this a little bit bigger.
Our pictures are on the bottom. They're usually on the side.
Yeah, just a minute here. We can over here. And we can do you like them better on the side?
Yeah.
You can see the Facebook page better.
Okay. Yep. And you can have it whatever way you want. Do you want me to see if I can enlarge that a little more?
Please.
Ray, I don't think we're not going to get it. All right, let's have it come down here. And
well, let's here we go.
That's what I need, Huey. Thank you.
Let's come down here. And
I keep it right next to me.
I got to get
right. Bob, I guess you're number one today.
Amazing.
Yeah.
What a surprise.
What a surprise.
Actually, the inspiration for this video says 10 things you didn't realize expire. I added a little something to the end. It's 11 things you didn't expect to expire, or at least you hope don't expect to expire. Watch the video. It's pretty interesting.
You going to tell us what number 11 is?
You, me, everybody in the world eventually will expire. We hope it doesn't happen, but we will.
Did you put Chromebooks in there?
No, that's not an important thing. And besides, we all know they expire.
All right.
I have one sitting behind me that has expired.
All right, Huey. Be sure and read the title out for Ray, because I don't think you can see the article.
Yeah, YouTube Premium will now let you queue videos and also continue watching on a mobile or more. It's in addition to the YouTube Premium, which cuts out also the ads, but about $10 a month. But now they've added where you can queue the video, so you have a temporary playlist. It's kind of like putting the records on the spindle, and one drops after the other, and then it's done.
I think it's a good thing that maybe we should just clarify YouTube Premium for people, because there might be some people out there that don't understand. If you've ever watched YouTube, you will know that it's ad supported, because you're going to get ads and ads and ads and ads. But YouTube Premium is a subscription fee you pay. And actually, I think it's about $14 a month. That could be Canadian. I can't remember, but
no, it has gone up. But it's for not only is it for movies, but it's for the music app as well. So I think it's worthwhile.
It's worthwhile. I mean,
besides, my videos play a lot better when you don't have the ads.
Yeah. That's true.
Everybody's videos.
Yeah. So, I mean, it really, if you're a serious YouTuber and you're watching YouTube all the time, you really want to pay the money and get that feature so that the ads all go away. So I think that works well. And like Huey said, there's a lot more things that they've added into your. This now. Did you see this, Bob? Did you see about the hack into the world's largest yacht builder, Larson?
Nope.
This just came in was on the news this morning. Now, I wouldn't have put this in, but there's a couple of cool things is that I watch a channel called E. Sisman. We've put that on our Saturday newsletter, and he reports daily on the super yachts. And of course, all the Russian super yachts that have been impounded and where they are and how they're being, and all the shenanigans going on with these yachts, right? Well, Larson is the company in Germany. It's one of the largest super yacht makers in the world, and they make a lot of these yachts. And I thought it was interesting this morning because I knew all about Larson because of watching the other channel, and they just got hacked and completely are down because they got
Ransomware.
Ransomware, yeah.
Yep.
And the whole shipyard, like there's thousands and thousands of people at this ship. It's a big shipyard. They make big ships, and they're all out of work right now.
Big ships and no backups.
Yeah. I don't know,
Sorry.
but it was an interesting story. This was another one. Did you see this, Bobby? You're going to talk about that on Monday. Hacked sites caught spreading malware via fake Chrome updates. Now, so this is really interesting. So what happens here is we all know we get the Chrome updates occur automatically, right? They just happen in the background, and they just happen. But what's happening with this is that let me see if I can show you. You're getting an email where fake Chrome error. Yeah, you're getting an email that comes saying update exception. There's an error. Please install the update package manager. Try later. They're sending an email out that looks something like this. They give some examples of this, and it looks as though it's a failed update attempt by YouTube to install, or not YouTube, to Chrome to install the next version. And it says click here to complete the update, right?
Mhm.
And isn't that sneaky? And I thought,
well, I got it, and I clicked on it.
Did you?
Yes, but it said it's ready to install. It was ready to install something. I said, you don't have to install anything.
Right.
So I shut it down, and I went and I checked, and I had the most recent already. So yeah, I knew right away then it was definitely.
That's not how you update your browser.
No, not a bit.
And that's why I thought this is a good thing to bring up to everyone today. Yeah. Please don't do that, because you're right. That's not how you update it.
They almost caught me, but I realized
if you don't have it update automatically, then you have to go to the 3-dot menu.
That's right.
Go down to where it says help, and you check on about. And when you go to about, it will automatically start the update process if there's an update available. And it'll let you know you either have the latest version or here's what you need. And it will update within the browser, not with a separate app.
Yeah, I know. I posted that on my Facebook page and talked about it. I thought I had also put it on ours, but that would have been long enough ago that it won't show up in our discussion today.
But I just thought, if Huey fell for it, there's going to be a lot of people that, we're trained to look for this stuff, and you're just whipping along and think, oh yeah, right, okay, click, blah blah blah, and it just happens, right? Now, as you know, we talk about EV car sales a lot. The BMW Group increased all electric car sales in Q1 by 83%.
That's nice.
So
Did the price also go down by 83%?
it
Yeah,
did not.
sure.
It did
That's
not.
all I'm interested in.
It did
So
not.
instead of 8 of those, they sold 10 of them.
And then, of course, Mike, if you're listening, I don't know if you saw this article, but this was out this morning. Rivian to become profitable. This is the truck manufacturer of electric vehicles, will be profitable by 2024, which is good news because that means that it's the technology is survivable, and they'll be bringing out a cheaper model. So, Bob, there you go, your new truck. A cheaper model will be coming out later this year.
Instead of 60, it'll be 59,995.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. I know all of those things.
And the last one that I want to talk about, I don't know if Mike saw this art. I know Mike and I do a lot of talk about EVs on our show. Toyota is very interesting. Toyota worldwide is, I don't know if it's the largest manufacturer of vehicles, but their CEO, the past CEO, they've just changed CEOs, and the past CEO was not really. He believed that hydrogen will be the future source, not battery technology.
I've said that.
Yep.
Yeah, Ray said that as well.
Yep.
And the new CEO is following that as well. They feel that battery technology will be around for a couple 20 years or so, but then because of a wide variety of problems, ultimately it will be the hydrogen will be the source. And this is a technology that they talked about, saying that you can actually use fossil fuels to make hydrogen, and it will be without any polluting parts of that. So this was another technology.
Just some water coming out of the
Yeah.
pipes.
So this is a technology that will be able to use to make hydrogen again. So it's interesting. Hydrogen is still lots to talk about. Hydrogen.
Ron, I've long been of the belief that the next century's pollution will be the discarded batteries that they're being pushed today.
Probably, yeah.
But then, who am I? So
yeah. Well, Toyota agrees with you, Bob. They agree with you, and that's an interesting thought. And then Huey, you put this up. I know that.
Yeah, Mike asked me
Right.
to.
And
the new EPA rules, ready or not, electric vehicles are on the way. 10 times growth forecasted by 2032. They say that by 2032, 60%, 67% of the automobiles will be electric.
right.
Forced 62%. Right. And the more you shove things down people's throat, the more some of us are going to rebel.
So that's interesting. I think I posted that as well for them. Oh, so I thought, did you guys see this article this morning? 40 years ago, Time magazine put a personal computer on the front page as that was their
Neat.
And this year they'll probably put AI on there.
Well, so I guess here's the thing. In our lifetime, I mean, in the lifetime of the world was very short, right? But in 40 years, think of how much we have progressed with computer technology. I mean, if you look back 40 years ago and you think of the original PC and some of the things we did, but it's all overshadowed by what's happened in the last 6 months with AI, right? Like the massive leap that's occurred has been just recently in the last 6 months. And if you even project in the next 20 years what's going to happen, oh my gosh, it's crazy, right? Really, I mean, it's really amazing.
And some of my older friends are saying, well, I don't need to learn about it. I don't want to know about it.
But that's what they said 40 years ago when we first started with computers. And look at
those same people were the ones that are just now learning how to use them.
That's correct. Yep. They're now desperately trying to catch up to technology that's and they will never catch up.
Yeah. And Bob, you and I are really checking out all this new AI stuff as it comes out, and It's very time consuming reading emails and then clicking on all the links of all the new stuff.
And
I'm
the
getting
problem is,
less.
once you think you've learned it, it changes the next day.
Yeah.
That's correct. Yeah, I'm getting less sleep now than I ever have. I think the last time I got this little sleep was probably when I was very, very, very young.
Yeah.
So this was an interesting article. It just came out. Warner Brothers Discovery rebrands flagship streamer to Max. So the super service combines Discovery and content with HBO Max library. This is going to take the Disney Channel and HBO and combine them into one streaming service. And this is
Not-
going to be this is
Not
going
the
to be
Disney
called.
Channel, is it?
Yeah, I think so. I think the Disney Channel is in there, and it's going to be called Max. So I thought that was an interesting this just came out this morning. Did you guys see that, or did you?
Yeah,
I wasn't aware of it.
This was just announced. I thought it was just announced, so I thought it was interesting.
Actually, Discovery has had a whole bunch of channels as part of it. 'Cause
Right.
I get Discovery, but Discovery is a massive amount of channels.
Yeah. Huey.
Yes. Microsoft is adding the Chat GPT support to the Power Toys. And I have talked about Power Toys at my WinSig quite
Right,
often,
right.
and I do use them. So I'm looking forward to seeing how they're going to use it with the Power Toys. Power Toys are software programs developed by Microsoft employees. And it's not part of Microsoft. It's just something that the employees do on their own. And then they release it. And there's some pretty good pieces and parts in the toys. It's all different apps.
All right. Very good. I think this is yours as well.
Yeah, Microsoft updates the Windows subsystem for Android on Windows 11. You know, I tried it when it first came out and I couldn't get it to install. But now when I read the article and I went and I looked to see if you go into your apps, a Windows subsystem for Android is there. When I clicked it, it said it wanted to install the Amazon store, not the Android, not the Android store or the Google Play store, but the Amazon store. And I said, well, I don't want to get involved. That was about 15 minutes before the show went on, so I didn't get into it. I haven't installed it yet and checked it out. But what it allows you to do is run some Android programs using a subset of Android and Linux on your Windows machine. And it's all built into Windows.
And another article, Huey.
Yeah. OpenAI launches bug bounty program to help boost ChatGPT security. They're offering anywhere from, I think it's $200 to $20,000, depending upon how big the bug is. That if you discover a bug and report it to them, that way it speeds up them being able to plug the hole that's a problem. So they're trying to make it more secure.
Next one's also Huey's.
Yep. John Deere self-driving tractor goes to work. They actually now have self-driving tractors out in the fields. Actually, they're being used. It's not something in the future. And this article talks about it. And I can't remember if there was a video or not, but they do have some pictures of it. It's operated from a phone or a PC.
Yeah, they've been around for a couple of years now.
Yeah.
Good application. I mean, why not? I mean, are you going to run over a gopher? I mean, what's the problem?
And they have built-in mechanisms. If there's something in the way, it'll stop automatically.
Right. And they're using it in tandem with self-driving trucks, and they can tell when the truck is full and it moves out and the next one pulls in.
Yeah. Ray, I didn't think you were going to post any articles.
I was able to early this morning managed to get 2 up, so
All right.
This is interesting. Universal Music has asked both Spotify and Apple Music to limit the access of AI to the recorded music, because what the AI is doing is using that as a basis and then creating its own music. And so this, they feel, is a copyright violation. Now, the law says that you have to really prove that there's a major input from the existing music that created the new music. But, once again, this is technology. I'm sorry, the legal issues trying to catch up with technology, which is changing a lot faster.
This is a mess, Ray. I mean, I can see that with music as being, oh my gosh, it's going to be really difficult. Yeah.
Yeah, and an example of the laws catching up with the technology. In Florida, it's illegal to record someone's voice without their permission, but it's not illegal to record a video of them with no voice, because they've never added that to the law. So that's how far back they are. They only knew of the audio. They didn't know of the video when they did the law, and they've never updated it.
And then you use AI to automatically lip sync a voice because technology exists that can do that. See?
So, Ray, just before we get to this article, Huey, is there anyone out there? Do we need to catch up on any?
There's just a couple, 2 or 3 here.
Michael Swift, 7 degrees in Saanich, British Columbia. Mike says, similar leaps are being made in automotive technology, not just in the power that moves them. We now have computers on wheels that we sit in and go places.
Yep.
Bill, could hydrogen use in cars with water as a byproduct allow for water to be collected to be turned into drinking water for people? Good point. Ray, hold on, you can't charge me for returns. I return lots of stuff to Amazon. No way. Ray, tell me this is true, not true.
Well, you're part of the problem, Ron. That's why they want to make this charge. Basically, here's what it is. Right now, we all know that you can take an Amazon product to a nearby UPS store, drop it there, and get a little receipt, and you're done. Well, what Amazon is saying is, if there's a Kohl's or a Whole Foods or one of their subsidiaries that's closer than that UPS store, and you still insist on going to UPS, they're going to charge you $1 for the return, which I think is probably reasonable.
I can't argue.
Right. But here's what the first thought came to me, and maybe it's you fall into this category, Ron, is how many of technology purchases are made by people who want to review them, post them on YouTube, their review, and then return the item. I bet you there's a lot. And the last comment I'll make is last year in 2022, according to Amazon, 17% of their products were returned. 17%. That to me was an outstandingly large number.
But the other thing,
Ron, since we're talking about Amazon, Miss A reminded me yesterday that I had forgotten to thank my driver for the last delivery. So obviously the 1 million thank yous that they made available at $5 a clip haven't been used up. And if you get anything from Amazon, whether it's an Amazon truck or UPS or USPS, don't forget to thank your driver. They'll get a $5 tip, and it doesn't cost you a dime.
How you do that on your Miss A device?
Yes, just say, so-and-so, thank my driver.
Okay.
And you'll get an acknowledgement that will say that driver is going to be acknowledged with a $5. They won't tell you $5, but that's what it is. Mm-hmm. They'll get a $5 tip for making the delivery.
Right.
And while we're talking about Miss A and the other devices from the other companies, they've really missed the boat on this AI stuff. Yep. Because you should be able to ask Miss A the kind of things you ask OpenAI or ChatGPT and get those kind of answers, and you can't. And so I'm relying on doing it on my computer a lot more than I am asking Miss A, because I'm getting better answers and more thorough answers.
I'd like to come back to Ray's comment though, about the Amazon returns. And Ray, I think one of the things is that people buy like clothing, and Amazon promotes this. They say, well, buy 2 or 3 different sizes, try them on, and return the ones that you don't want. I mean, Amazon does promote that, and particularly with clothing or shoe sizes and shoes, for example, a lot of people order 3 different sizes. If you had a 10, order a 10 and a half, maybe an 11, and then pick the one that you want and return them. And Amazon promotes that and recommends that you do that, right? So a lot of the returns are promoted because of that type of stuff that you buy, right?
But
Right.
Ron,
Yeah,
all they're saying is return it to the nearest place, not
Right.
necessarily. Okay. And if you don't want to return it to the nearest place, then you're going to pay for it.
Right.
You're actually
the-
paying for it twice. Once because you went further than you had to, and the other time because you didn't drop it off, which is more convenient for Amazon.
Yeah.
And they're talking about the UPS stores. Now, I
Right.
was in Burlington, which used to be called Burlington Coat Factory, across the street from me. I noticed there's Amazon boxes in there, and of course there's Whole Foods, which is part of Amazon. They've got the boxes there. You can put it in there, and you tell them, and then when they come by, they pick it up. So
Kohl's
there's
is
ways
another
around it.
Yep.
The UPS stores are probably saying, hey, we want to make, we're doing all this work. We need more money. And so they're asking for a raise. And in order to compensate for that, they're going to charge a little bit.
So this is a slight incentive to use a Amazon owned facility.
Yeah.
So this, I just finished a big reno in our house, and we put smart blinds in all our rooms, and they were expensive, but now Miss A controls them all. I can raise and lower, and I can do all sorts of fancy things with them. So I was excited when this article came out this morning. 8 smart blind benefits worth the splurge. So I put that in there, and I went and I sent that to my wife and said, see, it is worthwhile, because it says so in the, what was this, How to Geek article. It talks about it. But
Things we try to justify, Ron.
exactly. But I'll tell you, it's pretty cool, the stuff you can do with blinds now. It's quite amazing, and it's all controlled. So it's pretty
They
cool.
automatically sense when the sun is shining
That's
in the
right.
window and stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it helps
Does
with
all that.
energy efficiency.
Yeah. Just to remind everybody, this article, we've talked about this before, but just remind everybody that if you are a Fitbit user and you have a Fitbit account, that your account is being migrated into Google. So there will be no more Fitbit accounts, and that's starting this summer. So you will be asked to create, well, I guess you'll probably have a Google account anyway, and it'll be migrated into that. So because the Fitbit accounts are going away. So if you have a Fitbit watch and you have an app and you've got an account, that's all going away. And they're going to start migration this summer.
Writing was on the wall the second they bought it.
It was for sure. Google brings app. Oh, this is cool. Did you guys see this? This was Paul Thurrott wrote about this, and he's a very good journalist.
Oh yeah.
Google brings app auto archive to Android, so the your apps are now going to be auto archived off your phone onto I guess into your Google account, and they'll be automatically archived, so you'll be able to find them. So I thought that's interesting. I think you saw that. Oh, Walmart. So 2 interesting EV articles. Walmart will add thousands of EV charging stations to stores by 2030. They're putting all the Walmart stores, but also 7-Eleven. Let's see here.
There it is.
Yeah, 7-Eleven. Yeah, this site didn't come out very good, but 7-Eleven will also be adding charging stations to all their stores as well coming through. So there's going to be a massive infrastructure happening with Walmart and 7-Eleven for charging stations, and I thought that's very very interesting.
There's three Bucky's going into Florida. There's one here already, and there's 2 or 3 more coming in, which are, I've never been to one. I've only seen articles and videos on them, but they are huge gas stations and convenience stores and all kinds of food products and so on inside. But they have it's just gas pump after gas pump, and what they'll end up probably having to do is change those out for electric chargers. And I would imagine they've got some already in place. So I think we're going to see a lot of the gas stations either adding,
Texas.
yeah, they're going to be adding electric charging stations or changing to them.
Well, I was talking to a lady at Costco yesterday, and she, I parked over in the no ding zone because I got with my new car, my EV. I thought I'd park it way away from everybody. And I'll be darned if she didn't roll up and park 2 spots away from me. And she had a brand new plug-in hybrid. And we had a nice, like, she got out and I got out. We had this nice little talk. And she was a senior, and she was probably in her late 60s. And she said she just loved her plug-in hybrid. She had a Bolt plug-in hybrid. And she said, yeah. And she said she goes swimming at the pool, our public pool, early morning at 6 o'clock swim in the morning, because she has got back problems, some health problems. So she likes to go for a swim. Well, our local municipality just put charging units by the pool, right? And she says, I get there in the morning, plug in, and they're free. There's no charge. So she plugs in, charges up, and has a swim, and away we go. Away she goes. So
when you spend all your money buying the EV, you ought to at least get the charging for free.
Yeah.
Because you may not have any money to do it any other way.
This is Bob, this was just an article. I'm not going to go into this, but 13 things you should do after plugging in your new router. It's an information article. You might want to read that if you're thinking about getting a new article. Not a bad idea to read that.
I think I did a video on that, Ron.
I think you did too.
Bob, you've done a video on everything.
Did I publish this? AirTag helps recover stolen e-bike from thief's apartment. Yep, they're using e-tags for everything.
More
Tesla,
people are, yes.
Yeah, Tesla now becomes the most valuable automotive brand in the world. It's truly amazing. In our area, like I live on a little island off the coast of British Columbia. We have over 35, 40 Teslas just in our area in the municipality that I live in. This was interesting. We talked about this in our pre-talk warm-up. Zippy Fiber. Now, I guess Zippy I think it's in the Seattle area. Fastest ISP in the West. Zippy Fiber now unleashes 10 gigabits of internet, symmetric, so being fiber. So it's about $300 a month, but you now can get 10 gigabits. Now, isn't that crazy? I thought that's pretty.
Where are they located, Ron?
I think they'd be in the Seattle area, I think. Zippy serving the Northwest since acquiring operations areas from Frontier Communications. So it's in the Northwest, I think. So yeah, probably in the Seattle area, but but I thought that's pretty cool. Hey guys, we only have 2 minutes left. Huey, are there any more? Do we have any questions or comments? Or we could probably do a couple more articles.
Yeah. Stuart, that's a pretty good question. Yeah, Stuart Urish says in Florida, what about the Ring cameras capturing video and voice? That's a good question. I don't know.
It's not only the Ring cameras.
Yeah, well, it's whatever camera. Yeah, because
if you're in a public place, that's all right.
Yeah.
If you're in a public place, my understanding is that's okay to do that.
Okay, and next one, let's see.
Rich, I posted on that Amazon return post. A lot of the returns are because of misinformation posted on. Yeah, that's true. Right. A lot of time you get it, it's not as advertised. Dick says it is only a matter of time before EV charging stations get card skimmers like gas pumps have.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. The bad guys will catch up. Well, I think we're done. I think we're probably
We could talk for a couple of more hours.
we could we could keep talking. I guess we could.
Talked for an hour before we started the show.
Yeah.
Anyway, I want to thank everyone for coming, and thank Ray. I hope your eye gets better. You'll be on the show for Monday, and thank you.
I will for this Monday. The following one is Operation number 2.
Operation 2, eh? Okay. Well, thank everyone for coming, and thank you for listening to us. If you're out there, don't forget we have a big show on Monday. Lots of exciting things, and if you want to keep in touch with us, we have a newsletter, and the newsletter gets published on Tuesdays and Saturdays, and it keeps in touch with you'll see all the things that we do. The schedules show what we put, what's on the show, what we're going to be talking about is all there in our newsletter. And the www.techforsenior.com, just go there and you can sign up, and we would be happy to send you an ad-free copy of our newsletter. And so it'll be great.
And I want to thank Bob for an article he posted in Tuesday's newsletter, which is something that I've found very useful. So I even read our newsletter and learn things. So
there you go.
There are some good articles every week. We have 2 editions, one on Saturday and one on Monday, and there's all kinds of interesting stuff.
Yep, for sure. And so we'll be seeing everybody on Monday or back here next Thursday. So thanks for coming. Have a great week.
Bye, everybody.